Hey everyone, we're back on Cyrene, and I was told that they fixed the loot on the Arrets, and I like to hunt them simply because of the loot. There's a bunch of stuff that has 300 to 500% markup. Um, Plus, they're easy to codex, and they give remarkable skill returns. And so I thought we would just go ahead and do a little bit of these Arrets today, see how the loot is, see what the distribution is that we get back. Um, it's a good spot to maybe burn out this little like machine pistol we got. Says it should just take a couple of shots each time to finish these guys off. They only have 20 hit points, 2 to 3 probably hits. It looks like so far we're just getting a bunch of shrapnel, but that's to be expected a little bit. The Codex is going up a little under 0.1% per kill. Oh, there's a jagged tooth. Those have markup. The markup hunt starts. See how those have 450 to 500% markup typically. You can count on them to get 400% is what I feel. I see they still have the robot filter on them though. I was hoping they would have pulled those off. That's all right. We'll just kind of see what else we get here. Looks like we got another jagged tooth. That's good for us. We use that to do a little bit of crafting anyway. And so it's nice to stockpile those. Oh, looks like we got an extractor. Let's go ahead and we'll kind of put that down with the extractor section. Oh, there's another jagged tooth. So we're doing pretty good on the jagged teeth so far. I I joke that the Arrats drop jagged teeth better than the actual tree dragons do. And I like this area by the supply depot. I mean, like, you can see where we're at. We're literally right next to the teleporter. And if this is clogged up, you can go down to this island. They're all over this island. Again, I just like this because it's convenient. And periodically I like to do these guys because they do give really good skill returns. Even for, like, burning out a low-level weapon. What's the Codex? Sometimes they take a second to respawn like this. I just consider a little bit of a breather. Normal stuff. This looks like it's probably going to be a perception type reward. Although I think the melee combat is a hit point skill. So it'll be a choice between hit points and more loot. Tough call. Probably going with more loot. But you'll see people out here with the trade terminal, whatever they're trying to work up. I've seen power fist, I've seen rifles, I've seen pistols, I've seen knives. So they said they fixed the loot on these guys, but I don't think they really have. I'm waiting to definitively state it hasn't been that long of a hunt yet. So I suspect that it is not quite fixed. Since I'm still getting robot filters. I think the mineral extractors are nice. We'll take a look. Not that nice. It's one of the other ones I'm thinking of. That had like a 400, 500% markup. Definitely want to use your pixie armor on these guys though. Or you'll be healing. Oh, there's a lesser claw. I was worried these didn't drop anymore here. See, they're also around 400%. They're used in a whole bunch of different stuff. So when I talk about the loot, they had removed, and those things weren't really dropping anymore, and we were getting a bunch of what I would term robot loot. Stuff like those robot filters. And so the skills were still good, but the loot was really, really bad the last time we were here. And so it does look like they've put back the jagged teeth and the lesser claws. And they drop periodically anyway, so it's hard to say whether they adjusted the actual drop rate or not. In any event, it's not so substantial that it stands out. If they did. It does kind of look like the loot pool's a little diluted still because they left the robot filters in. But we don't seem to get too many of them, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Before they were super, super common. And I think so far we've only got two lootings of them. And so Cyrene has some really nice training mobs. That's what I call this mob, kinda. It returns super good skill. The loot's okay. You you won't necessarily break even, but you'll get a higher return than if you're hunting something else. These only have 20 hit points. Again, you will need a little bit of armor, whether it's the pixie because you've graduated or from being a mentor or a mentee, I guess. I haven't really looked at the armor in the trade terminal to see if it would be equivalent enough to really help you out here before your defensive skills are up real high. Oh, what sort of skill boost did we get? 32%? That's not bad at all. Hopefully we can get the skills kind of reining in now. I felt they were going pretty well anyway, if we're being honest. But yeah, these are definitely one of my favorite mobs to hunt. I try to codex them on them probably every time we're on the planet. If we're on the planet for any length of time. These guys are getting codexed. You can see we're up to working on rank 18 now, and there's a reason for that. I think it's the one of the ones that I have the furthest along. Outside, the next one probably is those sky rays because we do those on the daily. Or for let me rephrase that. We do those for the daily, and then we had worked through some like kill 3,000 or 5,000 or some kind of high amount of those while on the new ultimate on that noob island. Do to kind of double dip the Skyray challenge and that challenge. And so, yeah, highly recommend these guys. You see they respawn super fast here too. I've never globaled on these guys either. Although just a few days ago, someone hit a really big hit on one of them. I assume he was on the island and maybe doing a little bit of overkill to make that happen. But you never know. Could have got just supremely lucky. Yeah, just so much skills on these guys. Unless you're just trying to dump a ton of ped for skill gains, I feel like these guys can't be beat. Oh look, homie's all trying to jump in here. Probably has something to say. Too bad. If it was important, I feel he'd send a tell. I'm not sifting through the chat to see if he messaged something or said something. There's a little bit of the lesser clause. Again, it's kind of popular. Hopefully he knows about that little island. Because it seemed like he maybe wanted to kill some Arrets as well. Although maybe not if he's going north instead of south. Maybe he doesn't know about the island. That's sad. Maybe he's wanting to hunt him anyway. I hope he doesn't think this is the only spot on the planet they're in. And so again, down here on this island right here, ton of these Arrets. Oh nice, more jagged teeth. That's good. Our supply of those is really starting to run low. Well, that was a nice little hit for one of those guys. I also enjoy just using these guys just to burn through random weapons we get that aren't that useful on most mobs. DPS is too low, or well, normally it's just that the DPS is super low and they hit kind of low as well. And so choose a low level mob to burn them out on. Nothing beats these guys. And there seems to kind of be a mob on each planet that seems to do real well consistently. Here it's the young Arrets. On Rocktopia there was some bank robber spot in which the skill gains were pretty epic. The loot wasn't, but the skill gains were. When they take a second to respawn, I always worry that I broke the respawn for a second. In which we could head down to that island I was talking about too, but I really like the convenience of just kind of kicking it here, hanging out in the gateway, and just letting these guys respawn again and again. This is the lazy way to hunt, I suppose. I will say once you get above probably 15 DPS here, you're going to start to see the lagging respawn like we are. And so it might be beneficial to go to that island just to increase your kill rate. Or if you don't mind waiting 5-10 seconds for stuff to respawn, here's still fine. But that Codex is definitely slowed down. It'll be a little bit of a grind to finish out the next 7 ranks. But at least they fixed the loot a little bit. Or for the most part, I'll say. That was a nice little critical you hit us with. Let's see how this gun's holding up. Well, it's got a little bit to go. This is nice because we're trying to work up that VLP skill a little bit. I've talked about it before with wanting to be able to use that minigun we've looted. And so it's been a little bit of a grind up. I guess I probably should have just sold it and bought a lower level one. But, oh, there's a little bit of bone. That has probably 180, 200% markup at. Ooh, 230%. So yeah, 200-ish. But it took us 20 minutes of hunting to get one, so they're kind of rare. They're at least rare for us. A lot of times I'll just use the Bookins or that Barbarella out here, because mainly I'm a laser rifleman. I just like to work up the BLP, and if it's a handgun, we've picked up enough handgun skill on Tolan from the dailies and stuff to be able to use a bunch of the handguns. So it gives us options. Well, it looks like we're closing in on 2/3 of the way through this Codex rank. Nice, there's a couple of bones there. I think those are used in that first aid mission. There's some more robot filters. So they're still in the list, but they definitely got decreased in priority, or increase in rarity, I guess is a better way of phrasing it. Oh, there's some more of them. So weird for a horse to give robot filters. Is it secretly a robot horse? I say secretly because we haven't been getting any robot looting or anything off of it. Do they eat robots, and that's why they have robot filters? The world may never know. I say they're rare, and then I loot them like 3 times in like a minute. So they're rare-ish. Come in waves, maybe. But yeah, you don't get much more chill of a hunt than this. Just knocking down codex points, and collecting loot up. You don't even have to move for the most part. And the only time this guy runs in there is when the hitbox vanishes for a second, because he has a bad angle or whatnot. We're actually getting a fair amount of those lesser claws, too. I mean, not crazy. And it will definitely take a while to build up a small stack. It's like a bowling alley. I just knock them down, and then they just set them back up real fast. Then I knock them down again. But yeah, for sure can't sing the praises of this mob high enough. The skills are amazing. Like, actually, like, amazing skilling. Like, sometimes you'll get a double skill somewhere. On these guys, sometimes you'll get a quadruple skill boost. Not sure what's going on with that one. It didn't have a hitbox for us to shoot. For a second, anyway. Alright, almost 3/4 of the way through this codex. Let the skills keep flowing in. I'll take some markup loot too, don't worry. If they want to throw that our way, we're not going to complain. The skills are definitely enough. Especially because on the trade terminal weapons, you don't burn through a lot of ped on like a per hour basis. But you would be gaining a large amount of skills if you were hunting these guys, even with the trade terminal weapons. And we'll keep all the animal hide also to make that generic leather textile. It's a nice way to generate blueprints. It's pretty cheap. I think like 7 pack per attempt. So that's 2 generic leathers, which I think are 3 pack a piece, and 1 extractor. which is 1 pack a piece. I mean, trade terminal. Not talking markup. Almost didn't see that one hiding in the corner. See that anatomy is 0.06. We've been getting a 0.01 something. That was a quadruple skill boost or a skill there. And that's why I say these guys are so nice on the skilling. It's because you'll get that periodically. Where instead of the double skill, you'll get 4 times. Kind of tracking on how well we're doing on this gun. Oh, it's not going down very fast at all. We probably have a significant amount of killing left in it. Yeah, I get so excited on these when we are skilling this well. I like doing the other hunts as well, but this is just always super exciting seeing that green skill text just roll in. Oh, nice, we got a jagged tooth. That's always good. So I think they might have dialed back the percents on some of the loot, like the jagged teeth and the lesser claw. I kind of feel like we were getting more like a month ago, but it could just be a down run or something like that. So, and I'm not going to do a big enough test to feel safe definitively stating that this or that has changed. I will say the filters are definitely still in there, which is kind of weird. Well, that's kind of weird. After that little bit of lag spike, the gun noise has vanished from my headphones. So hopefully it still shows up in the video. But we'll kind of see. We'll probably wrap things up here in a sec. I'm gonna get to a good stopping point on these Codex wise. Get us in a good striking distance for next time. Just because the loot's just okay. Definitely not in the amazing category. You know what? I think 86% is good. We'll go ahead and back out. And we'll get that rank 18 the next time we decide to hit up these Arrets. I hope everyone is having an amazing day, like we are. Stay epic.